can a queen's ambition be draped in silk and velvet? In House of the Dragon, Alicent Hightower's ascent from a sheltered noblewoman to a sovereign force is clad in the evolving styles of her wardrobe. Witness how the transformation from gentle pastels to commanding greens charts her rise through a labyrinth of power and peril. Explore with us as we decode the layers of strategy hidden in each fold and stitch, showcasing how her garments do much more than adorn. They declare her intent and fortify her resolve in a world brimming with political machinations. In the opening chapters of House of the Dragon, Alicent Hightower's wardrobe reflects the sheltered innocence of her youth. Adorned in soft colors, delicate fabrics, and traditional styles, her attire paints her as a young woman, untouched by the dark complexities of court life. This light blue dress, for instance, isn't just a garment, but a symbol of calmness and purity. The flowing fabric and intricate floral details not only accentuate her innocence, but also the untouched nature of her character. Her white sleeves symbolically representing clean hands, free from the corruption of political games. Her early costumes subtly assert her as a compliant figure, perfectly adhering to the traditional values expected of her. This sharply contrasts with Rhaenyra's more daring, Byzantine-inspired outfits, highlighting a path of rebellion in contrast to Alicent's conformity. Consider the pale dress worn at the tournament. Its ethereal hue and delicate details not only reveal Alicent's vulnerability, but also her growing anxiety under the weight of her father's expectations as she steps into a more visible role at court. The design, with its crossed patterns, subtly speaks to the pressures she faces, mirroring the burden of expectations placed upon her young shoulders. As her father orchestrates her visits to King Viserys, Alicent begins to don her mother's darker, richer dresses, marking her transition towards the complexities of her evolving role at court. A striking example is the black gown. Its luxurious fabric and elegant, slightly seductive design, not merely changing her appearance, but signaling a pivotal shift toward greater involvement in the political arena. Later, as Alicent wears her mother's deep blue gown, she embodies a serene yet powerful presence at court. The gown's rich, deep hues and the detailed lattice work along its neckline and sleeves symbolize not only her growing influence but also the complex web of alliances and political maneuvers she's involved in. This contrast with Rhaenyra's simpler outfits not only highlights Alicent's increased authority, but also underscores her evolution into a figure of composed and strategic power within the volatile court dynamics. As Alicent Hightower steps into her role as queen, her wardrobe begins to reflect her increasing influence and authority. Before fully adopting the identity of the Green Queen, her dresses become more structured and majestic, incorporating the royal reds and blacks of House Targaryen. These outfits signify her ascension of queenship, balancing her roles as both a mother and a wife with her emerging political power. Alicent's deep red and gold dress underscores her rising stature as queen and mother to Prince Aegon. The red, symbolizing power and authority, paired with gold accents, connects her to the wealth and prestige of the Targaryen dynasty. This grand attire, enhanced by a fur-lined cape, accentuates her elevated status. The structured design of this dress, with its sharp lines and firm silhouette, marks a departure from her softer early attire, reflecting the new expectations and constraints she faces as queen. The use of rich, dark fabrics particularly black, signifies her growing authority and alignment with House Targaryen, highlighting the shifting dynamics of power. This transition into darker attire contrasts sharply with the lighter, more delicate styles worn by Aemma, the late queen, underscoring Alicent's evolving approach as she navigates the complex politics of the Targaryen court. In a critical scene where Alicent grapples with whether to trust Rhaenyra, her structured, ornate dress mirrors her authority, yet vulnerability. The complex patterns reflects her internal conflict, navigating trust and deceit within the royal court. This attire symbolizes the difficult choices she confronts amid the court's intricate politics. In a moment of deep contemplation, Alicent opts for one of her mother's older blue dresses, reflecting her inner turmoil and hesitation. This choice of a calm and neutral blue allows her to momentarily avoid taking a definitive stand on her loyalties. While her other dresses demonstrate her increasing command, this blue dress reveals the personal doubts and challenges she faces, emphasizing her growing awareness of the looming complexities and conflicts. Alicent's entrance at the royal wedding feast in her vivid green dress isn't just striking, it's a declaration of war. This moment is pivotal, as it shifts her from a background player to a formidable queen openly ready to defend her children's inheritance. The choice of green, emblematic of House Hightower, not only binds her to her family's legacy, but also serves as a battle cry against Rhaenyra's claim. Green, the color of House Hightower, transforms from mere family loyalty to a symbol of defiance and power. The stark contrast to Rhaenyra's white and gold attire, which represents traditional royal duties, sets the stage for the bitter factional split that will become known as the Greens versus the Blacks. The design of Alicent's gown, with its structured bodice and flowing skirt, embodies her newfound authority and readiness to sway the fate of the kingdom. The gold accessories complement her attire, subtly highlighting her wealth and the extensive support she commands. In a striking scene, Alicent stands alone against a backdrop of flames, underscoring the intense challenge her choices have set in motion. This image shows her as a strong, solitary figure who is ready to make her own decisions in a divided court. Her choice of dress sends shockwaves through the feast, catalyzing the division within the House of Targaryen. Her assertive display marks the beginning of the Dance of the Dragons, a devastating civil war that will tear apart the kingdom. With this bold fashion statement, Alicent no longer maneuvers in the margins. She asserts her dominance and reshapes the political landscape. This act of defiance marks her evolution from a strategic consort to a central, proactive leader, prepared to guide her faction into battle. Mid-season, Alicent's attire reflects her dual roles with clarity, as a commanding queen and a caring mother. Her green dress, detailed with gold, makes a bold statement of authority during a heated moment when she confronts Rhaenyra about seeing her newborn. This dress, with its assertive design, starkly contrasts with Rhaenyra's more delicate blue gown, emphasizing Alicent's growing influence as King Viserys' power diminishes. At Laena Valerian's grand funeral, Alicent reappears in the same green dress, this time enhanced by a regal headpiece that elevates her status almost to that of a co-ruler. This visual moment intensifies the standoff between her and Rhaenyra, distinctly marking them as leaders of their respective factions, Alicent in Hightower green and Rhaenyra in Targaryen red and black. The versatility of Alicent's green dress illustrates her complex nature. In private moments with her children, its soft, flowing fabric showcases her gentle, maternal side. Yet when stepping into the council chamber, she layers it with a structured coat, projecting strength and resolve. This transformation emphasizes her readiness to defend her beliefs and assert her leadership in the treacherous court. Following the dark schemes of Larry Strong, Alicent's green dress adapts to a more protective style. The added layers and enclosed design reflects her increased wariness and the protective barriers she's built around herself. This change in her dress visually symbolizes her mixed emotions of fear, regret, and her need to safeguard her position amidst the chaos of the court. As Alicent Hightower cements her position within the court, her attire grows increasingly commanding, mirroring her ascent to a position of both queenly and traditional authority. Her distinctive green gowns at pivotal moments signify her evolution into a resolute leader, deeply intertwined with the religious and political fabric of the realm. At the Driftmark succession hearing, Alicent's dark green dress, detailed with gold and a 7-pointed star necklace, underscores her expanding authority. The crisp lines of her dress contrast sharply with King Viserys' more relaxed attire, emphasizing a shift in power as Alicent prepares to take charge. At the charged banquet, Alicent's attire, rich with gold embellishments, showcases her formidable political role. Her green dress starkly contrasts with Rhaenyra's attire of black and red, marking their escalating rivalry and the shifting loyalties within the court. Alicent projects unwavering authority, positioning herself as a direct challenger to Rhaenyra's claim to the throne. As the first season of House of the Dragon concludes, Alicent Hightower asserts her dominance as a queen poised for warfare. Clad in her signature green, symbolizing House Hightower, her attire underscores her determination to ensure her son Aegon's ascension to the throne. This color not only represents her allegiance, but also her preparations for the impending civil conflict. Alicent's regal attire, with its structured, square shoulders and elegant lines, clearly broadcasts her authority. The lace detailing betrays the struggle within, the tension between her inherent kindness and the forceful queen she needs to be. This conflict is poignantly highlighted during a crucial misunderstanding, fueled by Viserys' dying words, illustrating her layered personality against her father Otto's more straightforward, somber political attire. In a significant confrontation, Alicent's dress sharply contrasts with Rhaenys' austere, black attire, a subtle foreshadowing of her potential alignment with the opposing faction. This visual disparity underscores their conflicting philosophies. The pointed criticism from Rhaenys that Alicent is manipulated by men highlights the intense power dynamics and Alicent's perceived vulnerabilities. At Aegon's coronation, Alicent dons a familiar green dress, reinforcing her unyielding authority. Accompanied by a stately headdress, her outfit not only affirms her significant influence behind Aegon's elevation, but also sets her apart from his more subdued demeanor, hinting at the deep-seated conflicts that will continue to unfold. Alicent Hightower's transformation throughout Season 1 of House of the Dragon is vividly captured through her evolving wardrobe. Her journey from the soft pastels of Innocence to the commanding deep greens of a queen illustrates her rise to power. Each costume not only mirrors her changing role within the court, but also the internal conflicts and external pressures she faces as tensions rise towards civil war. Her wardrobe effectively paints her as one of the most complex and pivotal figures in the struggle for the Iron Throne.